Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today I wanted to share with you some new things that I got from Arteza. I know that you have heard of this company. If you are into any kind of mixed media, you've heard of Arteza. But it is really my very first products, I think, that I have used from this company. They contacted me and wanted to know if I would review some of their products on my channel. So I decided, yeah, I can do that because, I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? But then, of course, I like using and trying out new stuff too. So I'm going to eventually get to an art journaling process piece. But I want to show you everything that I got from Arteza. So, the first thing that I picked out, and I will have all of these, the links to all of these different products in my description box below this video. The first thing that I picked out was the 36 Assorted watercolor ink, but they're the bold felt tip pens. So there's 36 of them in here. And that shows you all the different colors there. But they are the prettiest little sets of pens. And look there. Okay, so a 1mm point is what their felt point is. And I've got some cardstock over here. And I will demonstrate everything, but I'm going to try to demonstrate as I go along. Oh, they write really good. I like that. Okay, so they really write well, and they are, let's see, water-based, quick-drying, non-bleeding, smear-free, non-toxic. So fast-drying, non-smear. I just did that one. Let's do something quickly here. Do a heart with the gray. Look, I just did it and I'm wiping over, no smearing. That's cool. I like that. And no bleeding. Okay, this is on 110-pound white cardstock. And I can see, if I look really, really closely, I can see just the faintest little ghosting, but it's non-bleeding. So I love that. I wanted these so that I could use them in my planners. So this is my Purple Trail planner that will be my everyday life planner. And the pages in both of my planners, neither one of them are very thin, but I wanted some pens that I could use in them, and colorful pens that I could use in them that were bleed resistant. So I'm looking forward to using these in my planners, and I will write a few things in these. This is going to be my, and we had these in the shop at ScrapbookingwithME.com. This is going to be my creative schedule planner. So things that, my ideas for YouTube, upcoming YouTube videos, what I've got planned for the week, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be in this planner. And I will go through and write a few things in the planners with these pens. And I'll show you at the end how that turned out and how I like that. So that's why I had my planners out. I wanted to show y'all when I do use these in them. Okay, then I got these beautiful Medallion stencils, and the stencils that I have aren't small. Most all of them, mine are either 6x6 or 8x8 size stencils. So I saw these on their website and I thought, I really want to try these stencils out because they are 12x12. So Medallion, here are all of the pictures. You're going to be able to see them better here than when I pull them out because, you know, they're like a transparent or opaque. But that's all the medallions there are. I'm a Medallion fan, so I love that they have these available to purchase. They are good quality. They're flimsy, but stencils are supposed to be flimsy, but they're not like, oh, that's so delicate, I'm going to break it the first time I rub a blender brush over it. It's not. And I will be using these in my art journaling piece that I'm going to be making in this video. I also got some water brush pens, and if you have never seen these before, I have used quite a few of them in videos, especially art journaling videos, and they hold the water in the barrel. So you get 2 fine tip, 2 fine tip, 1 medium tip, and 1 large tip in this pack. And so you just pull that off and you can see the tip there. And you just really unscrew this top part here and then fill this part up with water. So I've got some water here in a water bottle, and I will try not to make a ginormous mess. But you know, if you have a little funnel, that's going to be the easiest way to do this too. But if you go slowly, you won't make too much of a mess. And it doesn't take much to fill them up either. Okay, so there is filling the brush pens. And then you're going to dab this in ink, watercolor, paint, whatever, and give yourself a little squeeze, and that's going to pull that water from the barrel down into the pen, the brush tip. And then see, you're going to have a little spot of water when you first start off, and now you have an ever wet water brush tip. I just love using these, and I will use these in my art journaling layout later. This is a 5-pack of watercolor brushes. I have absolutely no professional watercolor brushes, so I was very excited to get these. Most of my brushes are the, Dollar Tree, or I mean Dollar Store. No offense, Dollar Tree. Dollar Store paint brushes. So I've never really had owned any kind of premium watercolor brushes. So I'm very excited about these and very excited to use them with the watercolors that I got. When you first get your brushes, they will be stiff. You want them that way because in transit and shipping, you don't want them all wet and loose, because then the bristles will mess up on you. But see, then you just put it in some water and those bristles soften right up for you. Okay, and there is your paintbrush ready, and I like to flatten mine out, but like I said, I've never really had any professional or premium type watercolor brushes. But once you have cleaned them off and everything, that's how you're supposed to kind of just flatten them out for storage. Okay, then I got a pack of the 25 watercolor, premium watercolors, and this is the regular colors, just normal colors. I have some watercolors, but not, I don't think as many as this has in it. And then this is the 24 pack of premium watercolors in metallic. So this is 25 unique colors. This is 24 metallic colors. And I haven't even opened these up, so I'm very excited about seeing what these all look like. So here is that, and then you get a water brush pen in with that also. And again, there are the colors. And then this pack, this is the metallic pack, and this is the, ooh, I like that packaging, 25 unique colors. And again, like I said, I'll have all of the links down below in the description box. Okay, so opened up, and here are your colors. And look, there is no unwrapping, there is no, I love that. So you've got where you can do it on both sides of the pan, or you can leave these out, use this as palette over here. Okay, and then it also has the white. Your white is in this little tube here that you could, you know, put out on your palette if you wanted to. It also comes with a number 4 brush. Same thing with this one. It is stiff. You'd need to prep it with water first before using. I'm not going to put it back in that little tube. I don't want to mess up my bristles. Okay, so there is the 25 unique color pack. And then here is the 24 metallic color pack. And you get a sample card in black and white. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Now on these are the ones that you have to unwrap. So you've got, and you're going to pull back the little stoppers on the edges so that you can get them out. I want to show you the unwrapping of one. Okay, so they're little bitty, but you know, they're tiny but mighty, you know. A little bit will go a long way. This is the Orchid Purple. Get that wrapper off. Oh my gracious, that's a beautiful color. And these are the metallic, remember, so you're going to get a sheen from them. That is so pretty. I love that. Okay, and then once you unwrap them, you will need to put them back in the space that you got them from to keep them in order, of course. And then you're going to press down and get it right up underneath that lip, and it is good to go. So when you do your samples, Orchid Purple, you know that that's going to be in the right spot. Okay, I'm going to unwrap all of these and then come back and show you the full palette. So all of those I've got open, unwrapped, and then this is the water brush pen that comes with that. So like this one, or like these, this one has a longer barrel. Okay, and then looks like a medium, about a medium tip. Okay, since I've already got this watercolor brush pen filled up, let's use it in a little bowl of water here to wipe off in between. So I'm going to do this on the black. I really think that that's going to be gorgeous on this black sample paper. Okay, so diamond white. Pretty. Okay, I'm just wiping off, and I'm not pressing on my watercolor pen. I'm just letting it do its own thing. I'm not pressing on the barrel. Okay, I've got some paper towel here. I'm going to kind of clean up as I go because I don't want anything to blend in with the colors I'm using. That's pretty. So that's the diamond white, lemon yellow, gold. And then next is Aztec gold. Pretty. Okay. Copper. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that. Glowing peach. Ballerina pink. Very pretty. So that gives you an idea of how the metallics are going to look. Okay, let's do a few on this white sample card. Let's start with the watermelon pink. Pretty. Cherry blossom pink. And you just tighten these little brackets up if you want them to stay a little more still. Pretty. Okay. Ooh, iridescent pink. You're not probably going to be able to see it too much on this white cardstock, but it's gorgeous on the black. Yeah, you can't see it too much there, but let's do that orchid purple that I opened up at the very beginning. Oh, that's very pretty. Lilac. Ooh. Okay, so I really love all these colors. But that's just a sampling, and I will do the rest and do all of my sample cards later. But you can see the iridescent kind of shimmer, metallic shimmer that these have, even on white cardstock. I really love it on that black cardstock. So that's just a sampling of our watercolors that we got as far as the metallics. Now I want to try out these 25 unique ones. And I want to get my really big brush and get all of that softened up good. And then I'm going to put water. This is just regular old cardstock. 110 pounds, regular old cardstock. I'm just putting some water on. I just want to see how this goes. Going into that gray. And like I said, this is just cardstock. This is not watercolor paper, so you're going to get some peeling. I just wanted to see how it looks. Then I wanted to do some splattering and see how that looks. Ooh, I like that. Beautiful little splatters. You can make some great background papers using this technique. Very pretty. We'll let that dry. And that was with my biggest brush too. So I really like that. Even with the peeling that it did, because it's regular cardstock and not watercolor cardstock. Okay. I also want to try making a few little flowers on this book page to use on my art journaling page, layout, whatever we wind up doing. Okay, I want to maybe use this red here, and I'm going to lift this one up, put it there, get this red or berry color, really wet, and then just add some water into that. But then the deepest color for the middle. Just right into the little cake. And do some little flower middles. Maybe one more. I'm just kind of dabbing around to make little flower middles. Okay, and then I'm going to wash my brush off and go into the muted palette that I made. And go around and try not to flick my paintbrush too much. And make little rosettes. Pretty. And then you can go in and make your little lines on the outside as dark as you would want, if you want to go in and make a few darker ones. Oh, I like that one the best so far. Very pretty. So let's get the rest of these. And this is the number 8 round that I'm using, if anybody is wondering. Not that anybody is truly wondering, because I am not the best at freehand watercolor. You can find many YouTubers that are. I am not one of them. Okay, I like how that one's got the lighter and then darker petals. Do a few like that here. And then a darker one maybe out there like that. Oh yeah, I like that. That one's still my fave right there. Okay, it's a little more abstract than these other ones are. That one, this one right here is a little more third grade-ish. But it's still pretty and still worthy of an art journaling page. So then I would just kind of, once it's dry, kind of fussy cut around. And, ooh, on camera they look a whole lot better. You could also blend in a couple more. Colors, so maybe this purple here, and then get our water and do some muted, I'm not going to do anything to that one. Muted little purple spots and splashes. Okay, yep, I like that a little bit better. If you don't like something when you're creating, just add some more color, or add another little something to it until you like it. Add a few more little purples in the middle. Oh yeah, see, those look better to me now that I've added some other color. All right, let's try a leaf. Let's get in here with the green. Get me a little palette going. Okay, now I'm really liking that. Okay, if anybody needs leaves, I can make you some watercolor leaves. Oh yeah, pretty. Let's try there. Get in there and make there. Oh yeah. Okay, I can make leaves. Woohoo! What an accomplishment, right? Let's make a little one. Okay. Very pretty, and I think I will make another little one here on this edge. And there. I like. Let's add just a little more down into there to get it more leaf-like. And one other one on this other side. Ooh, I like that. I got my book page wet right there. That's why it looks like that. I think I might do good and mess it up and add add a few more little leaves in here, or pieces of the flower in here, just to fill it in a little bit. Oh yeah, I like that. Very pretty. Okay, so there are my little flowers I want to use on my art journaling layout. I've got some stamps out. I've got my Versa Mark black ink out. And, oh, there's that I used of just the regular onto that. I love how that has blended out a little bit. Very pretty. And some metallic splatters on that would be very cute too, I think. Okay, I'm going to lay this aside and let my little book page flowers dry. I want to get some pictures of those before I cut them out too. I like those. You did good on that, Melina. Good job. Hey, sometimes I have to pat myself on the back. Okay, I've got this little journal here that I want to make a little ombre type of landscape or background on this page, and I'm going to use some washi tape and make myself a little frame. So go right up against there. And if you're concerned about pages behind the page you're going to be working on, by all means put some newspaper or, you know, some kind of scrap paper, deli paper, I have seen some use, behind there so that you don't get anything on the other pages. I'm not concerned. Alright, I'm going to get the number 16 round brush and get it nice and wet, wipe it off on my paper towel over here on the edge. I've got my metallics out. So this is a large brush that I'm putting into a tiny cake palette, but I'm still going to do it. And got this nice little blue here. And I'm just going to go straight in and go across. And remember, I said I'm making ombre, so I'm just going back and forth and back and forth. A little bit more in there. Okay, and then a lighter shade of blue. And just kind of go back and forth and blend, blend, blend. Okay, and then this silver grayish color, and then blend into the blues that I've put on there. A little bit more. And I did start with a dry page. I didn't wet the entire page. Okay, and then I think getting into some greens, making just a traditional little, oh, that's a pretty green, landscape background. I think I'll go all the way down to the bottom with that color. That is pretty. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Once that is dry, we'll come back to it and do a few other little things to it. But I really love that little, just a pretty ombre kind of background, water brush background. I'm going to get some white cardstock. I'm going to cut this cardstock 4 by 8 to go in my standard sized art journal. I'm going to pick out one of my Medallion Stencils. One that's probably got some more intricate, ooh, I like that one. Let's use that one. All kinds of beautiful ones in that. I'm just going to lay my pieces down willy-nilly. They don't have to be perfectly straight. And I'm going to do just a little bit of washi tape on the corners, just so they don't move around on me too much while I'm stenciling. And I'll just make sure, of course, that my stenciling doesn't go over either of the pieces of washi. And then I will also tape down my stencil itself, so maybe, you know, we don't get too much movement here. I'm going to go with and let that part dry, and then I'm going to go in with my Distress Oxide and my dome tip. Gorgeous. And this is the oxide, so when it is fully dry, I will also spritz it to get that beautiful oxide splatter look to it that you all know and love. So yes, this is the way I love to use a stencil, is with my dome tip, felt tip, and my oxide inks. But there are all kinds of ways to use a stencil. I could just have went in with a bunch of sprays and did it that way too. And you all know me, I love neutral colors, brown colors. So that is what I'm using here. But of course I do have all those other colors too, with the felt markers. I went ahead and just run over that one. Add just a little bit more there. Alright, and this was just walnut stain. Of course you could use whatever color you wanted, but the dome tips from Tim Holtz work really well with any kind of stencil, not just the Arteza stencils. Alright, I'm going to lift up my stencil here and show you the result. Now I just don't know who would not think that that is like beautiful stuff there. That is just gorgeous. I love that. But I also want to do a little bit of water effect to give it that watercolor look and to get it to oxidate, do that beautiful thing it does from the water. I want it to smear some. I don't want it to be as pristine as it was. So there at the first, I was just showing you what it would do with the felt markers, you get a really good pristine look with the felt markers, and then just a little bit of water, since they are water-based. And then there is the metallic watercolor there. I'm going for a really abstract art journal piece, so I'm good with how this has blended out, and it's not so pristine. And I love all my little pieces I'm getting from that water that I sprayed down. So we will let this dry and then come back and put on our book page flowers and do our stamping on that. I think this piece is dry enough that we can take the tape off and look at it. This is like one of the most satisfying things ever, is to take that tape off and see that nice little line you got there. And then even when it does go over the edges, I like that too. And then this was left over from the little layout that I did here. That gold paint had gotten off on that page behind it, but I'm okay with that too. So with this pretty little palette here, I'm going to wipe off my mat right here so you don't get that glare. So with this one, I'm going to use the black felt, and I'm going to draw pretty much a straight line. Doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm going to draw a few little lines here and there. And I'll show you what this is going to be. So that was with the 1mm bold Arteza felt pen, just the black lines there. And then I'm going to get this black ink here with the number 2 round Arteza paintbrush. I just love that background. It's so pearly and just beautiful. I love that. Okay. Get my paintbrush pretty wet. So then I'm just going to do some little silhouette trees. And then I will go in with this lighter. I think it's more of a stone gray. I'm going to see which one of these I like better. I think maybe this one. Okay. And then just really water down. And go in and do the shadow of the trees here. And then just pull from that to do the others, because you want it faint. This is just like the little shadow, and you're going to go as far as you can out and try to get it as matched up with what you have here. So this one, of course, would need to go a little higher. I love that, and I think using the same number 2 round, I will go in with my white pearlescent metallic. Sorry, I don't have you on screen. And do a few little strokes of the white pearlescent through the trees here, just to give them a little dimension and maybe a little snow effect. Oh, I like that. And don't worry, I will give you an up close look at this at the end of the video. I will have a up close look. Oh, I really like how that's looking. Very, very pretty. And y'all know me, power of 3, so I have the 3 trees there. And I'm thinking that I need a little bit, I think I'll go with a little bit bigger of a brush, number 12 round, into the silver, and it's quite wet too. And dab on a few stars with the silver. And I like that it's going outside of that. Very pretty. Do a few more there, and a few there. Oh, yes. I love that. Okay, and then with this yellow, I think I will make a little star here in the edge, just faintly, with a few little dots around. Ooh, I like that. I think I will use that same brush there and get it really wet and go in with this white. Okay, so I've got the white on the palette here. I'm going to get it really wet. A little goes a long way, especially when you're just making what I'm about to make, which is some more little stars around on our landscape. Okay, so really wet. And then I'm just tapping to get some more little stars on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that is good. I like that. Very pretty. I don't know that I want to add anything else. I might add just a few little white edges to my trees, like they may have a little bit of snow on them. And then a little bit to my line here, or my ground. Adding just a little snow, and maybe, you know, some of that that's up there could be snow also, just along the line. I really like that. Oh, I really like that. And see, it's just very subtle. You do not have to have major, bright, vivid colors to make a beautiful little scene. I just love that. And I'll have some up close, of course, at the end. Like I said, whenever this is dried. Very pretty. Love it. Now that this has dried, I really love that metallic watercolor paint that we used through that stencil. That is pretty. I really like that. But time restraints had me just going over it with some oxide ink, just so that you could see the full effect of that beautiful Medallion stencil. That is so pretty. So this video is running long because I've been playing so much. I'm going to cut out my watercolor on book page flowers and speed up the process of this art journal piece. Okay, y'all, that is my art journaling piece, and yeah, not a lot of room for writing, but I like that. I like how all the background is. I like how busy it is. It's a little bit, well, quite a bit different than this one. Had a lot more room to write, and there was a lot of gesso on it. This one, absolutely no gesso was used, and I love the clean look of it as far as white area and then the busyness of all the little pieces that I put in. So just some stamping, that Arteza beautiful Mandala stencil in the background, some watercolor, and then I did a little bit of fussy cutting around my little watercolor book page flowers, and that is my art journaling piece for today. I also did the watercolor painting in my mixed media journal that I will give you up close and personal of. And then I also had up close of my flowers before I cut them out for you. And then in this planner, I told you I would show you. So I'm going to write in January in this planner. My late mother-in-law loved lime green, so I'm using that felt bold tip pen from Arteza, and I'm going to write her name. She had a very unusual name, just like me. I'm going to write her name and then her birthday there. And I'm going to look to the back, and I have just a little bit of ghosting, nothing major. I can definitely live with that. If you go over the spot a few times, then you're going to get even more ghosting, but that was me writing on that opposite page, and as you can tell, you can't see through it, so there is no bleed through. So I'm really enjoying those pens. And let's do something in a little darker color. So here's a dark purple, and let's see, we have our I'm going to put don't forget, and then put one with a circle, dental appointments. And then I'll go through my journal and, you know, see where that is and what date I need to write it down on. So that's on some dot grid paper, and absolutely no ghosting through and no bleed through whatsoever. And I mean, this is not thick paper in this Purple Trail journal either. Oh, and I also have a link below in my description box below directly to the Purple Trail planners, and it is my affiliate link. So if you order a Purple Trail planner for 2022 or any year, I will get some compensation for that, and I thank you so much for it. So January 1st and 2nd, and then I will write in lime green again, and I'm just going to put my mother-in-law's name here with a lime green heart. Like I said, that was her favorite color ever, and so I just barely have a little bit of ghosting through that. So I really love these pens for my planners. That works really well. Here are those metallic colors dried. Very pretty. Y'all make sure to pick you up some Arteza products. Y'all will love them. I have loved working with them, and I thank you, Arteza, for sending me Oleg at Arteza. Thank you so much for contacting me and sending me some of these great products. I look forward to doing much more with my Arteza stuff. Go to the links below that I have for Arteza and get you your own products to play with. You're going to love them. I mean, when I can get that kind of result out of very few product, I'm sold. That is like one of my favorite pieces ever that I've painted. I love that. course, I'm a tree person anyways. I love painting trees. But when you can get that kind of result from very few items, that's a great day in my book. So I've shown you quite a bit in this video, and this video has been majorly long. I apologize for that, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for sticking around and watching all the way through. Like I said, I'll give you some up-close pictures at the end. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.